The Russia story is a total fabrication. What the prosecutors should be looking at are Hillary Clinton's 33,000 deleted emails. I just hope the final determination is a truly honest one, which is what the millions of people who gave us our big win in November deserve, and what all Americans who want a better future want and deserve.
President Trump on fire at a rally earlier tonight in West Virginia. Joining us now with reaction, one of the president's attorneys. He's also the chief counsel for the American Center for Law and Justice, Jay Sekulow. Jay, let's go back.
Hey,
I want to get your general impressions about the news today, and help me out here about investigative creep, and what was the mission of the special counsel?
Well, let me start with the last part. The mission of the special counsel was to, and it's very specific, I'm holding the mandate in my hand. And that mandate says it's to investigate allegations regarding the Russian government's effort to interfere with the 2016 election, and also if there was any coordination and links between the Russian government and individuals associated with the campaign of the president. Now, if in fact these stories that are being circulated, and by the way, Bloomberg did this about 3 weeks ago, nothing happened there, that proved not to be the case. This idea that they're now investigating real estate deals from, what, 9 and 10 years ago, that's not inside the scope of the mandate. So our view would be very clear that the special counsel's office has to stay within its mandate. If it goes beyond the mandate, there are venues and methods upon which you challenge that, whether it's directly with the special counsel if necessary, whether it's with the deputy attorney general, there are ways to do that. So this idea that people are talking about mission creep. Yep, go ahead.
Do we know who was subpoenaed, and on top of that, what does the announcement mean for the investigation going forward?
Well, we don't know who has been subpoenaed because all this is supposed to be done, by the way, grand jury deliberation is supposed to be done in secret. So obviously something leaked somewhere.
Whoa. Did you say
shocking.
secret?
Yeah, right. Well, okay.
In the day and age of...
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we don't... Yeah, right. So, but that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, here's what happens. This idea that this has been an impaneled grand jury, as if a grand jury's been set up just for this, there's no evidence of this. Grand juries sit in cities like Washington, D.C., in major metropolitan areas, are constantly in session. So all that has probably happened here, and this is normal in an investigation. And I think there's been a lot of media hype on this, but what's normal in an investigation is a grand jury is utilized to get evidence. It may be documents, it may be witness testimony, and the subpoenas are issued that way. It doesn't mean, by the way, that anybody in Bob Mueller's office has appeared before a grand jury to ask for anything. Those subpoenas are issued on behalf of the grand jury through the, in this case, the special counsel's office and the clerk of the court. So there's no evidence as it exists right now. We don't know of any evidence of Robert Mueller or the people within his office going before a grand jury with anything right now.
All right, so we start out with the Russia collusion story, but of course we'll ignore Ukraine, Uranium One, we'll ignore deleting of emails, BleachBit, smashing devices, and obstruction of justice, and unmasking and leaking. Well, let's ignore all that, and the list is so long. So let me guess, now they've moved into finances and possible obstruction of justice, even though Rosenstein is the guy that recommended. Again, he sent a letter saying the president had a right to fire Comey. So here's what I want to understand, though.
Actually, the right to turn, I want to be clear on this because this is an important legal issue. The right to, James Comey himself acknowledged that he served at the pleasure of the president. And that's because, and that's, by the way, not something James Comey created. That's Article 2 of the United States Constitution. That's the president's inherent power constitutionally.
So here's my question, though. So let me guess. So now they're going to go into finances and the fact that Donald Trump sold a property to some Russian oligarch in, what, 2008 and made a profit because the Russians knew then, even though Democrats in the media didn't know on November 7th or 8th and couldn't even believe it on the 9th that he'd run for president and win. Is that how, that worked 10 years ago?
That would be so... Well, that is so beyond the mandate that is in existence for the special counsel that our position would be that they cannot reach any of those issues. By the way, what you just said, I mean, think about that for a moment. The idea that somebody in 2008 that bought a piece of property from the then real estate developer Donald Trump.
Come on.
And remember the old and Johnny Carson, Karnak the Magnificent, and they could think in the future and say, aha, 10 years from now he might become president of the United States. If that's where this were to go, which I don't believe it will, it cannot. That's so far out the mandate, it cannot happen. You cannot allow that to happen.
Here's my worry, though. We already see investigative creep. We already see a conflicted special counsel. It's not something you can comment on, I'm sure. But I've watched these things go on and on. Have they contacted the White House? Are they looking for information from the White House? Is that something you could talk about?
Well, I'd defer any of that to the White House's special counsel, Ty Cobb. And he's addressed that and said that the White House will fully cooperate. I will tell you this. With the grand jury information today, we have no reason to believe that the president's under investigation here. We haven't received anything. So that's where it is right now. And I think
how long does it go on?
That, again, how long does it go on? Well, it shouldn't go on very long. You know, look, Sean, how long the ultimate investigation goes on, only the investigators are going to know that. But if you look at the two issues surrounding that the president, this idea that somehow by terminating James Comey, that's obstruction of justice, that's his Article 2 power. James Comey acknowledged it. I don't think it goes on that long. It sure shouldn't.
I want to see the leakers exposed and those that violated the law and leaking intelligence exposed, too. Where's that investigation? All right, Jay Sekulow, thank you.